So we had the buy signal on August 29th. Mic drop. Let's take a look at why Tesla is so up today from a technical, but also from a fundamental perspective. So Tesla is up $25.08. That's 10.09%, closed at 273.58. Post-market, we are down by 8 cents. Let's look at what happened during the past 2 weeks with Tesla so that we can understand a little bit more from a technical perspective what happened today. After the earnings on the 19th, started to go down. We had a big move down right here, and then we started to go down. We had identified these two lines as a downward resistance. So basically, this was the threshold upon which the sellers were coming in and pushing the stock down. Then the tug of war between the buyers and sellers switched around. So the buyers started coming in strongly on August 18th. Then the stock consolidated. So it basically went sideways because the tug of war between the buyers and sellers became imbalanced. For one full week, things were really equal. We had the same numbers of buyers and the same number of sellers, and they were fighting it out. Then on August 29th, we had a big win for the buyers. We could not before break 240.89, so we had set this as our threshold. If we break 240.89, this is going to be our buy signal. So we had a super big break, and we had our technical buy signal. We closed above 240.89. We had stochastic over 60. If you watch my channel, you will learn what this means. What happens often is that after a big move, we tend to have a consolidation and also a pullback a little bit. But the pullback was never below 240.89. If it had been, my advice would have been to you to start selling because the buy signal threshold was lost again. But it was never lost. It was never lost. We stayed above 240.89. And then we saw a little bit of weakening on the tops. Tesla started to make lower highs and lower highs. But then last Friday, we started to see this. We started to see that, oh boy, Tesla is making a higher low. It's making a higher high. It broke our short-term downward resistance right here. And it broke 255.23, which was our next horizontal resistance that we needed to break. It broke that during the day, but then it came back in. So this was not a break on Friday. This is a break today, of course. It was not a break on Friday, but we could see that things were starting to move on a little bit. So people that bought here when we got the buy signal and stayed in the stock are very happy today because they are enjoying this big move up right here. The people that got outside of Tesla because we had a move down, well, I hope that you have re-entered maybe this morning. It was not a bad time to re-enter this morning. We had a big gap up. And if we look at the 5-minute chart, we saw that we have this big gap up. The 5-minute chart, we see a red candle. It was not really the time to buy at that point because the stock was painting a red candle. We should let the stock stabilize a little bit so that we can understand what kind of pattern it is going to form. And after that 5-minute candle, what was super interesting is that the bottom of that candle and the top of that candle fit perfectly our bullish channel that we had drawn on September 7th. This was the bullish channel, and we have just started the day. The first 5-minute candle was perfectly touching the support of that channel and the resistance of that channel. Then second hour, we saw a big wick right here. Sellers were in force. This could have meant that we could have started to go down. But then we had this third candle at 3:30, which closed higher than the previous candle. And that was the start of the indication that we were indeed going to respect this bullish channel support. And then the rest of the day is history. So, the first time that you could buy today was after the third candle at 262. So 262 to 273, that's $12. This is a nice profit on paper if you're still in it, or it is a profit that you have in your bank account if you got out at some point. If we go on the daily chart, we have this big green candle. We have a longer wick at the bottom. This is showing us that sellers tried to push the stock down, but then they were defeated. The volume is higher also than it has been for a little bit of a while. Yeah, this is a great day for Tesla. If we switch on the weekly chart a little bit to get a better view, Tesla is still in a downward trend, in a long-term downward trend. This is the line that Tesla has been respecting since November 2021. November 2021. We tested it recently. We tested it on the week of July 18th, 17th. We tried to break above it. We have broken above it during the day, but then we caved back into it. Since we are having a strong day today, maybe this is going to continue this week. And if so, then we are going to see what is going to happen with Tesla at around 282. It's possible that we see a little bit of a pullback here. If we see a little bit of a pullback, it's normal because we have this ancient downward resistance that is still valid. If Tesla is strong enough, it could just go through it. But basically, this is the channel that Tesla is in. We should be expecting zigzagging within this channel and maybe a little bit of a bump right here. In terms of our indicators, so stochastic at 97, this is great. We need it at 60 in order to have a decent move. We had the MACD breakover bullish in August 28. This was one of the earliest bullish indicators that turned green. We have RSI at 63. This is great. And we have DMI also. This is a fantastic day that Tesla had. Let's now see why is Tesla up so much today. Tesla stock surges from optimistic look at Dojo's supercomputer. So Morgan Stanley released a new note to clients in which the firm's analysts did a deep dive into Dojo. Morgan Stanley analyst Adam Jonas wrote in the note, "The autonomous car has been described as the mother of all AI projects. In its quest to solve for autonomy, Tesla has developed an advanced supercomputing architecture that pushes new boundaries in custom silicon and may put Tesla at an asymmetric advantage in a 10 trillion total addressable market." The analyst argued that Dojo alone could add about 500 billion in value to the company. Are you looking at this? 500 billion. And Jonas argues that Tesla's singular focus on designing its own AI chip. We have known this for a long time. And Dojo has been coming in line recently. And we've all known this. But now the analysts are picking up on it. Tesla is designing its own AI chips for the purpose of training AI on videos could give it a significant advantage in this space. On top of accelerating its self-driving effort, Morgan Stanley discusses the potential of Dojo becoming a direct revenue generator, just like the supercharger network, something that CEO Elon Musk has suggested before. The new factoring in of Dojo has resulted in Morgan Stanley raising its price target on Tesla stock from 250 to 400, which is a massive change for a large firm like Morgan Stanley. This is one of the things that is making the stock market move, is that when you have a big analyst from a big firm mention something positive for the stock market. What is still interesting to me is that we knew a bit more than a week in advance. We had the buy signal at the end of the day, at the close on Tuesday, August 29th. We had the buy signal here. I'm not accusing anybody, but I'm thinking that some people knew about this report before, and they might have bought a little bit in, enough to move the needle. Oftentimes, when news come out, the stock market was already anticipating that news because maybe some people knew a little bit about it in advance. So we had the buy signal on August 29th. Mic drop. Okay, let's take a look at the VIX now. So VIX is also, the VIX is pretty much going sideways. It had started to come down a little bit and it's maintaining itself down. So we are happy about this. This should help the stock market. The bonds are climbing a little bit. They are still lower than their all-time high at 4.33%. Rivian, look at this here. Rivian is inching up. We are still below 23.59. We closed up 31 cents, 1.34%, closed at 23.41. We needed to break 23.59 in order to have a buy signal. And then, as I mentioned yesterday during my live with my members, we need to be careful about this decreasing resistance right here. We could be getting a buy signal and then it could be caving in right afterwards. So just be mindful of that. Xpeng is basically going sideways. We are in a congestion zone between 1666 and 1922. So we closed up $1.13, 6.51%, closed at 1848. And post-market, we seem to be up by 8 additional cents. Yeah, this one is doing great. Basically, it is in this bullish channel, bullish channel, bullish channel. And now it has been pausing a little bit, pausing a little bit. When we are going to break 1922, this will be an indication that we start to go higher. So if you want to jump in at that point, you are welcome to do so. NEO is up 29 cents, 2.89%, closed at 10.33. So we had lost 10.21 right here and we gained it back today. We still don't have a good stochastic here for a NEO. This move up does not mean much to us yet. It would need to break 11.31 with a good stochastic so that we can consider getting back into that one again. VinFast is making a green candle. This is new. This is down 0.58, 3.38% down, closed at 16.57. So maybe this one is finding some support. So some people are tired of selling that one. And look at how this is perfectly fitting on these candles right here. The candle, the low of the candle on August 15th, August 21st, on Friday, last Friday, September 8th, and now we are right smack on it. So maybe this is our floor. We need at least one other candle that closes above the one that we have today to start considering it a bounce. Apple is into its downward channel. They have an event tomorrow at noon. Things might change then, but we are basically into a short-term downward trend. It's technically not the time to buy. You can jump the gun if you want to, if you believe that things will change significantly after tomorrow. Palantir, okay, Palantir is showing some signs that it wants to go up. We are up 66 cents, 4.36%, close at 15.79. Yeah, $16 is hard to break. $16 is hard to break. It has been hard to break since August 9th. But look again, this here, we see a small increase right here. So maybe we are due for a break of this. We already have stochastic over 60. We have the RSI above 50. We have DMI that's green too. All of the indicators are turning green. So we just need to cross the finish line, which is at $16. Again, we have a big downward resistance that is looming above our heads. So this can provoke a little bit of turbulence. If you are willing to go through it, that's fine with me. But I just want you to be aware that this might be happening. NASDAQ and NVIDIA weak channel that got weaker, and we are still having another bullish channel, but just a little bit lower. And now we are showing signs that we want to break outside of it. We have lost stochastic over 60, and we are down $3.94, 0.86%, close at 451.78. Let's take a look at our indices a little bit. So QQQ is right back outside its downward channel that we had been in. And we are also back into our big bullish channel. Dow Jones is rebounding on 34,589. We don't have stochastic over 60 yet, but maybe things are now turning around. This is the new channel that we have for Dow Jones right here. SPX back into its bullish channel with a good stochastic. This one should be continuing higher. NASDAQ is rebounding nicely on its bullish channel support, on its bearish channel support. We are up 1.14%. Gold inching just a little bit higher, 0.33%. So silver, we seem to be rebounding a little bit. We are up 3 cents only, 0.38%, but you see the move right here. You see the move right here? We are starting to make higher lows and higher highs. So maybe we are going to turn around. Bitcoin is weakening again, so we are down 2.83%, and we have lost a long time buyer support at 25,247. Ripple, the same thing. We are losing supports after supports. We are down 5.23%. US dollar is pulling back on the support that we had broken a couple of days ago at 103,580. So just a little bit of weakening, nothing too serious here. And Neo battery material, we are starting to get stochastic over 60 a little bit. And we just broke outside of this downward resistance right here. So things might be looking up, and I like to see these big things here. So these are seller wicks. The price came up, but the seller squished it down. But at least the price came up to those levels at some point today. Yeah, in summary, this is a great day for Tesla, and it's a great day for people that were patient on the daily chart. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.